Hello grade 10 learners and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to discuss another type of sequence, which is what we call the geometric sequence. Okay? So by definition, geometric sequence is a type of sequence whose ratio or quotient between successive terms is constant. So now we have here a term ratio or quotient. So when we say ratio or quotient, parehas yan. Ang ibig sabihin ay division. So the operation involved is division. Unlike in an arithmetic sequence, if you can recall, okay, an arithmetic sequence has a what we call common difference. So yun yung pinaka palatandaan natin that a sequence is arithmetic. So we subtract the successive terms. And if we get the same number, so tinatawag nga natin common difference, it's an arithmetic sequence. Ngayon, in a geometric sequence, ang ating key term ngayon is the common ratio. Okay? So, itong ratio or quotient between successive terms, which is constant, is what we call common ratio. And for our discussions, we will use small letter r, right, to denote the common ratio. So, yan yung symbol na gagamitin natin to indicate the common ratio of a given geometric sequence. So, let us have an example. Okay, suppose we have here a sequence. Okay, let's say we have here 1, 2, 4, 8, okay, 16, and so on and so forth. Okay, let us analyze this sequence. I'm asking you, do you think it is an arithmetic sequence? So how are we going to determine if it is an arithmetic sequence? Kukunin natin yung common difference. Tingnan nga natin if there is a common difference. So try to subtract this. 2 minus 1, the answer is 1, right? So the difference between these successive terms is 1. 1. 4 minus 2, okay, sulat natin para mas maganda. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. 4 minus 2, okay, is equal to what? 2. So what do you observe? Yung difference nila is not constant. Ito 1, ito 2. So in other words, dito pa lang sa dalawang set of successive terms na ginamit natin, magkaiba na yung difference. So what does it mean? This is not an arithmetic sequence. So, erase tayo dyan. So, hindi siya arithmetic sequence. Tanong, ito kaya ay geometric? So, by definition, there should be a common ratio. So, paano naman yung pagkuha ng common ratio ng isang geometric sequence? So, we have here the next term, okay, divided by, so this is 2, okay, divided by the previous term, so 1, okay. You can write your sentence here, or this one, as 2 over 1. Parehas lang din yun. So, yung 2 divided by 1, or 2 over 1, because this fraction bar also denotes division, okay. So, what is 2 divided by 1, or 2 over 1? The answer is 2, okay. Next, these two successive terms, we have 4, okay, divided by 2, or 4 over 2, okay. What is the answer? The answer is also 2, okay. How about this 2? So 8 divided by 4, or 8 over 4, the answer is also 2. Let's finish, okay. 16 divided by 8, or 16 over 8, the answer is also 2. So what do you observe? As you will observe, we get the same number. In other words, the ratio, right, or the quotient between successive terms is constant. And that is what we call the common ratio. So what does it mean? since there is a common ratio in this sequence is called a geometric sequence. So, yun ang palatandaan ninyo, no? Na ang isang sequence ay geometric. Tingnan ninyo if there is a common ratio. Now, I would like you to observe the terms in our geometric sequence. So, what do you observe? Kung tatanungin ko kayo, what will be the next term after ng 16? What will be your answer? You are correct. It would be 32. Why? Because if we will check it, 32 divided by 16, the answer is also 2. Now, what do you think? What do you observe? So, kung papansin nyo, mula sa first term natin, right, we just multiply it by our common ratio. Our common ratio here is 2, right? So, R is equal to 2. So, our common ratio is 2. So, from the first term, 1, it times natin sa 2, sa common ratio, we will get the second term, 2. And we continue it, 2 times 2 again, we will get 4. Okay? And we continue, 4 times 2, the common ratio, we will get 8. 8 times 2, we will get 16. And 16 times 2, we will get 32. And if we continue the process, we multiply 32 by 2, we will get 64. And if we check it, 64 divided by 32, the answer is 2. So this is an example of a geometric sequence. This is another characteristic of a geometric sequence. Okay? Wherein, after the first term, okay, from the first term, after the first term, the next terms are obtained by multiplying the preceding term by the common ratio. So, that is another hint for you. Okay? So, to determine whether a given sequence is geometric or not. Okay, let us have more examples of geometric sequence. So, okay, suppose we have here 1, okay, negative 3, 9, okay, negative 27, and so on and so forth. Okay, let us see if this example of a sequence is a geometric sequence. So again, ano yung ating kukunin? We will get what we call the common ratio, yung ating R. Okay, so let us see. So, divide natin yung successive terms. So, the previous term or the next term divided by the previous term. Okay, so that is negative 3. Okay, divided by 1, that is equal to negative 3. Remember, a negative divided by a positive is negative. Okay, so that's negative 3. Okay, how about these successive terms? 9, okay, divided by negative 3. Okay, so this is positive 9 divided by negative 3. So, positive divided by negative, the answer is still negative 3, right? And last one, we have negative 27 divided by positive 9. So, again, negative divided by positive, that is negative. So, 27 divided by 9, the answer is 3. So, what do you observe? The ratio or the quotient between successive terms, right, is common. So, therefore, there is a common ratio. So, our common ratio here is negative 3. So, therefore, the sequence is an example of a geometric sequence. And let us see. Tingnan natin, mula sa first term natin, multiply natin by negative 3. We get negative 3. So, check. So, times negative 3 ulit. So, negative times negative, we will get positive 9. Okay? And then, 9, positive 9 multiplied by negative. So, the answer is negative 27. So, in other words, it is okay if the common ratio is negative. So, pwede siyang maging positive, pwede siyang maging negative. For as long as the ratio or the quotient between any successive terms is common, or the ratio is common, right? So we'll have one more example and let us see. Okay, now let us consider this example, right? We have here 40, 20, 10, 5, and so on and so forth. Tingnan natin if this is also a geometric sequence. Okay, let's get the common ratio. Okay, so start from here. So 20 over 40. So as you will observe, 20 divided by 40 or 20 over 40, hindi siya exact na made-divide because mas maliit yung numerator natin kesa sa denominator na 40. So, it's a fraction. Okay? Diyan lang muna. Okay? Let's take this 2. We also have here 10 over 20. So, kagaya nito, fraction din siya. Hindi siya ma-divide exactly kasi nga, mas maliit ang ating numerator kesa sa denominator. So, how about this 2? Okay? 5 over 10. So, what do you observe? Hindi rin siya ma-divide. Okay? Hindi yan yung 10 over 5. Okay? Yung sagot ay 2. So, take note, this is 5 over 10. But, if we will reduce to lowest term, these are all fractions. Okay? Pag na-reduce natin sa lowest term itong 20 over 40, so, ang sagot dyan is 1/2. Tama? Bakit? If we divide by 20, we get 1. Divide it by 20, we get 2. So, the answer is 1/2. If we will reduce to lowest term, 10 over 20, the answer is also 1/2. Right? Bakit? Divided by 10, 1. Divided by 10, 2. Okay? This one, 5 over 10, if we reduce it to lowest term, the answer is also 1/2. So, if we divide 5 by 5, we will get 1. 10 divided by 5, we get 2. So, ano pansin ninyo? There is still a common ratio, which is equal to 1/2. So, in other words, ang isang geometric sequence, pwedeng ang common ratio natin ay fraction. So, pwedeng negative, kagaya nito, pwede siyang maging fraction. And if we will check it, from 40, you multiply it by 1/2. What is 1/2 of 40? You will get 20. 1/2 of 20, you will get 10. 1/2 of 10, you will get 5. So, this is a geometric sequence.